Okay, fellas, I know it's been a long day, but before we leave, let's make sure we have everything we need. Eddie, we eliminated all the accidental causes?
Yeah, all accidental causes have been eliminated and documented.
All right, good. How about photographs?
Photographs, I photographed the exterior, and Louis photographed the interior and all physical evidence.
I also took some Polaroids of the interior as backup.
All right, great. You have a neighborhood canvas?
Yeah, we got a neighbor who puts a UPS guy here and a white male in the vicinity about the time of the fire. I got a kid that puts a big yellow car across the street in front of the store just before the fire. The building owner drives a Oldsmobile 98, color yellow. I need to talk to the occupant, especially 1B. She's gone. She'll be back here tomorrow. I also have to interview the building owner's neighbors. He's done some work in his house. I just want to confirm that he was here, that he was there today.
Okay, Eddie, what have we done with the physical evidence?
Physical evidence taken in a sample from the hallway rug where the dog hit, newspaper and a knotted material that was stuffed under the living room couch. Dog also hit on that. We're looking at fingerprints and a boot print from around the back door area. Forensics also sampled what appeared to be blood from that same area, and there was a tire track that was being looked at, and we're going to check it against the owner's vehicle.
You've noted all this in your diagram?
Well noted.
And you'll be bringing the evidence to the lab?
Tomorrow morning.
Vinny, what do we have on the owner?
Okay, I did a background on the building and the owner. He's cited for 2 recent building code violations, 1 for heat and 1 for lead paint. He's behind about 2 years in his taxes. By the way, he just had some renovations done. I need to speak with the contractors tomorrow.
Let's run it down again.
Okay, we need to interview the insured and get to see him tomorrow if possible. Get permission to board up the location. Review the application and change in coverage limits.
Good.
Check with the police. Was there any forced entry? And if so, is there anything missing? Touch base with the fire marshal. See if he has any information available to us right now. Do the scope of loss and pricing.
Make sure to file a pillar.
Right, file the pillar. And the contractor. See when he was in the building last, and if he was using any flammable material. And if so, is there any chance of subrogation?
Excellent. And don't forget the tenants.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find out about the tenants in the apartment where the fire started. What else? The cause and origin expert. Do we want to hire our own?
Yeah, I think we should. Now, this is New Haven. We normally go with John Dello, but he's out of town right now. His backup is a guy by the name of Chris Todd. Ah, here it is. Let's take a look at this. Excellent credentials. He's certified, 20 years experience, and he's testified in state and federal courts. And he sent us some of his work product. It looks pretty good. Why don't you put a call into him right away? See if he can get out there now, and have him call us back immediately after he's done.
Would you like one?
No, thanks. It's a little early for me.
I know. I'm trying to stop smoking. So did you find out yet what happened out there?
Well, we're working on it, and we have our investigator out there right now. I have a packet of information that I'd like to leave with you. I'd also like to spend some time to go over some of the more important items in the packet. I have a tape recorder, and I'd like to record this interview, if that's all right.
That's okay. But do I have to read all this?
It's pretty straightforward, really. The most important thing we have to do is inspect the loss site. I'd like you to get a contractor out there to do an evaluation of the damage to the building. Let me know who the contractor is, and I'll work with him to get a fair estimate of repairs to the building. Now, I know you have tenants who are displaced from the property, and I'm sure that's of some concern to you.
Yeah, thank God no one got hurt. But I have zero income coming in from this property right now, and I have a mortgage to pay. Is this going to take long to settle?
Well, I'll be working with you as quickly as possible to settle the scope of the claim. But to do that, I need to document the facts of the loss. So I appreciate you meeting with me so quickly.
No problem.
I'd like to go over 2 of the more important forms, the non-waiver agreement and the financial authorization form. Could we look at those for a minute?
Sure.
When were you in the building last?
Last week, Tuesday, I was in here to see about some repairs.
What kind of repairs?
Plumbing, sheetrock, painting.
Who did the work?
A local contractor. I've used him before. Caputo. Ralph Caputo.
Were these repairs in the area of the fire?
Near it? Hell yes. That's the same apartment that burned. If he or any of his crew screwed up out there,
Well, when was the contractor in there last?
Tuesday and Wednesday this week.
I'll definitely want to talk to him. Lastly, who had keys to the apartment?
There were 2 sets. The tenant had a set, and I had a set. But on a day of the fire, my keys were with Caputo, the contractor. I gave them to him so he could do the repairs I mentioned earlier.
Okay, so there were 2 sets of keys to the apartment. Before we conclude the interview, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Puckett. Here's my card. Call me anytime. If I'm not there, just leave a voicemail. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.